Hey everyone, you can call me M, and welcome to Fragmentist. If you have been looking for a fresh summer fragrance that smells expensive without actually costing a fortune, then this one might be worth your attention. Today we are taking a look at Jacques Yves, I think I'm pronouncing it right, L'Infinite by Fragrance World, an affordable interpretation of Louis Vuitton L'Immensité. There are already a few clones of this DNA on the market, with Jean Lowe Immortal probably being the most well known. So the obvious question is, does this one bring anything different to the table? After wearing it for a while, I think the answer is yes. Let's get into it. Starting with the presentation, this comes from Fragrance World, a brand that has been absolutely pumping out fragrances over the last few years. Some are hits, some are misses, but every now and then they release something that punches well above its price point. The Jacques Yves line is clearly inspired by Louis Vuitton's fragrance collection. It's not trying to hide where the inspiration comes from. And honestly, if you are buying this, you are buying it because you want that L'Immensité style without actually spending luxury money. The bottle itself is clean and elegant, nothing revolutionary, but it looks much more expensive than what you are actually paying. The bottle is quite heavy, the cap is made of plastic. It doesn't click into place, but it fits snugly into place. Now let's talk about the important part, the scent itself. Right from the opening, you are greeted with this incredibly bright, sparkling citrus blast. It's fresh, energetic, and immediately gives off that clean luxury feeling. One thing I noticed straight away is that this isn't identical to Jean Lowe Immortal. If you have smelled that fragrance, you will know that the ginger dominates the opening. It's spicy, slightly sharp, and that ginger note stays front and center for quite a while. Jacques Yves L'Infinite takes a different approach. Instead of pushing the ginger, it focuses more on the citrus. The opening feels brighter, clearer, and almost a little fizzy. It has this sparkling quality that immediately reminds me of standing outside a warm summer morning. It's refreshing without smelling like a generic lemon cleaner, which is something a lot of inexpensive fresh fragrances struggle with. After that initial citrus blast starts settling down, the fragrance moves in is what I think the best part of the scent. It develops into that familiar fresh aquatic DNA that has made fragrances like Bvlgari Tygar and L'Immensité so incredibly popular. You get that clean aquatic freshness mixed with smooth citrus that never becomes overly sweet or synthetic. It's modern, it's masculine, and it's incredibly easy to wear. There is nothing challenging whatsoever. This is exactly the type of fragrance you can spray on without thinking twice. Whether you are going to work, heading to college, meeting friends, running errands, or just going out for a lunch in a hot afternoon, it just works. Now, fresh fragrances usually have one big problem. They smell amazing, but they disappear after 2 or 3 hours. Thankfully, this wasn't my experience here. Performance actually surprised me. Projection for me was roughly around the first hour. People around you are definitely going to notice it during the initial stage without it becoming overwhelming. After that, it sits a little closer to the skin, but it doesn't completely vanish. On my skin, it performed respectively, but on clothes, obviously it did even better. As an example, I applied this fragrance at around 10 o'clock in the morning, and today was a fairly cool day, so by around 4 pm, I could still clearly smell it on my clothes. There's roughly 6 hours of longevity, which honestly is quite impressive for a fragrance built around fresh citrus and aquatic notes. Is it beast mode? No. Is it as powerful as something like Havas Cobra? Well, not really. But I did not pay for that much anyways, so I don't mind reapplying it. And I don't even think this DNA is supposed to be that. Fresh fragrances are meant to feel effortless rather than overwhelming. And I think this strikes a pretty good balance. There's one thing I do want to mention though. When I first received this bottle, I honestly wasn't that impressed. The performance felt weaker than I expected. The scent itself also felt like it lacked a little depth. But after letting the bottle sit for a while and coming back to it later, things noticeably changed. The fragrance became stronger, smoother, and lasted longer. Now, whether you call it maturation, maceration, or simply letting the bottle settle after shipping, I have experienced this with quite a few Middle Eastern fragrances. For example, my last video about Proud of You Sandalo, which is a dupe of Stronger With You Sandalwood, that fragrance did not perform for half its longevity in the first week of its arrival. After week 2, it started performing really well. If you buy this and it feels a little disappointing on day 1, don't be too quick to judge it, give it away, or throw it in the trash. Give it a few weeks. In my experience, it definitely improved over time. When should you wear it? This is without a question a warm weather fragrance. Spring, summer, hot holidays, beach trips, daytime wear. This is where it absolutely shines. Because it's so fresh and clean, it's also incredibly versatile. It's safe for office, for gym, it's even safe for summer dates. You can even make it your signature scent if you're someone who prefers smelling fresh all year round. I also think this is the kind of fragrance that appeals to almost everyone. It's very hard to imagine someone genuinely disliking this scent profile. It does not scream for attention, instead it gives you that effortless, this guy just smells really clean vibe. And sometimes that's exactly what you want. Now, I know a lot of you are going to ask the obvious question, which one should I buy? If you like a stronger ginger opening and something that's a little sharper and spicier in the beginning, then Jean Lowe Immortal is probably still going to be your choice. But if you're after something that leans brighter, fresher, and puts that emphasis on that sparkling citrus before transitioning into that smooth Tygar style aquatic freshness, I actually prefer Jacques Yves L'Infinite. It's a subtle difference rather than a dramatic one. They are definitely in the same family, but I've found L'Infinite a little more refreshing and a little easier to wear in really hot weather. Overall, I think Fragrance World has done a really solid job here. You get a fragrance that captures the luxury fresh DNA of Louis Vuitton's L'Immensité while keeping the price extremely affordable. You get a sparkling citrus opening that's genuinely enjoyable, a clean aquatic dry down that's incredibly versatile, respectable performance for a fresh fragrance, and a scent that's going to work in almost every occasion. Is it a perfect cologne? No fragrance ever really is. But if you're looking for that fresh luxury feeling without spending luxury money, this is definitely worth checking out. If you have already tried L'Infinite, let me know what your experience has been. Did your bottle also improve after sitting for a while? And if you have compared it to Jean Lowe Immortal or even the original Louis Vuitton L'Immensité, I would love to hear which one you prefer. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more fragrance content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.